Well, bad news from Bristol City because in the first game after you left me, we got Sam Surridge injured for the season. Also, I thought it was bad news. Since then, we can't stop winning or scoring, and now, despite the gap between sixth and the rest in the last episode, the race for the Championship playoffs is incredible. Yes, hello and welcome along to a very bizarre finish to the Championship season here and part 16 of Built in Bristol with me, Daniel. We are back today in 9th place but just 2 points off the playoffs with 2 games to go. Ipswich have done the traditional FM and picked up 2 points out of 15 during April, and we are now back just 2 points behind them. But let's be fair, they played a bottom 2 in their final fixtures of the season. We have got Millwall at home, who themselves are looking to secure survival before finishing against Nottingham Forest away, who after relegation have had a dismal first year back in the Championship. If you're looking forward to seeing how we get on and whether we can continue our goals galore form, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. I'm not quite sure what to make of this, and I'm pretty sure the points totals are much lower than last year, because if we go back and have a look at a season where we were right in the mix, the teams that finished in the playoff, the lowest was 84 points, and you would have needed 78 to get in, which is the maximum Ipswich can get now. None of the sides in the playoffs look like they're going to get more points than Watford, who finished in 6th last season. We were on 86, and this time we could conceivably get in with 73 or 74, a very bizarre situation. But let's go and have a look at the results since you were last with me, because it has been a bit odd. We've had a few players trying to throw their toys out the pram, and we have had a few players causing unrest. However, we mentioned it, didn't we? The 2 games we had on camera last time were the 2 toughest ones in a run-in. And if we're being fair, bar a goalkeeping error in each, they were pretty even matches, particularly the Burnley one. Since then, we've had a run of pretty fortunate fixtures, and the one really difficult one against Middlesbrough, we nicked a late goal on a counter-attack. And now, I'm pretty confident we beat Millwall. It's what happens against Forest and then in the playoffs if we get there. It could be a surprise though. Last year we went into the playoffs having had a brilliant season. This time we could sneak in having had a shocking one. But there is no doubt the new tactic is working for scoring goals. We scored 1 in each of the games in the last episode. We looked a threat. And since then they've not stopped going in. Sam Surridge got a second after Maya Yoshida's own goal against Plymouth. Against Huddersfield, sorry it was the second game after you were with me, Sam Surridge went off with a big injury. I remember it now, he had a bruised shin, and I asked him to play through it, and then he broke his foot the next game. Not sure if they were related. The good news is Abdullah replaced him in the first half and scored, and Cameron Pring got a late winner in that one as well. Against Luton at home, of course, underpowered in FM. They were second earlier in the year and have just dropped like a stone. Greenwood scoring 2 and Williams getting 1. Great to see Greenwood back amongst the goals too. Harry Cornick, the super sub hero against Borough. Then against Sunderland, we went 3-0 up. We almost blew it after being ahead from 20 minutes. Abdullah got 2, Sam Greenwood got 1. And I guess if you look at our April form, you have to say the January signings have worked, because those 2 have been ridiculously good. 2 injuries picked up against Sunderland, but both of them are fit today. So there is no point faffing around here. Let's go and get straight into it. The fixtures are out. It is Bristol City Millwall. Ipswich are at home to 23rd place Blackpool. Next week for the final game, they go to bottom place Coventry. And of course, we've got to keep an eye on Peterborough, who are playing a Burnley side that are already promoted, and Sheffield United, who go away to Stoke in what should be a trickier game. But let's get through the tactical meeting and see our 11 for this one. And perhaps despite the Surridge injury, it is part of the reason we're doing well, because this 11 and this 18 that we've got today has actually started all of those games since Surridge got injured. And that was the only change from that game as well. So this 11 is getting used to playing with each other. You can see the back 3, the holding mid and the 2 centre midfielders. They've all developed a partnership. They're all used to playing with each other. Cameron Pring is playing in the form of his life. Tanner's doing well over on the right as well. And Nathan Baxter, despite what we saw last episode, is starting to look solid in goal overall. So this is the 11 we've gone for today. Nathan Baxter is between the sticks with Vandenberg, Darling and Bajcetic the back 3. Tanner and Pring the wing backs with Bulat, Masengo and Scott the midfield 3. Seamer and Greenwood the lone front 2. And super sub Harry Cornick among those who can change the game. At home to Millwall, I am expecting a win. I expect it to be a tough final day, but this could put us in a great position and even put some pressure on the others. Let's go and see if we can do it. At home to Millwall, don't you get camera shy. Well, Millwall still with Gary Rowett in charge, despite the fact they're in 20th and could technically still go down, albeit it would take a miraculous set of circumstances. Zian Fleming, the star man, what a player he is in real life, and loads of quality in the team, which has not changed a great deal, other than Sonny Bradley on the bench. Of course, they've signed Alan Campbell in real life, which has upset me a little. But let's go and ask the lads to prove a point. We've got most of them inspired. We are finally, and it is the biggest change I haven't mentioned yet as well, we are finally starting to get just a little bit of managerial support. It's up to average now. And although we've not been able to get the whole squad on board, as you can clearly see from all the issues there, we have managed to get most of that starting 18 into a position. And with the likes of Masengo and Scott, who want to go to bigger clubs, and Cal Naismith as well, which is a bizarre one, we have agreed fees at which they can go. And I'm happy to sell them all at the fee suggested. So we're not in a position where we're unhappy with players or they're unhappy with us. It's just a waiting game for the summer, but it's kept them on board for now. The first 15 minutes, we've had the shots and the shots on target and most of the ball as well. And no goal to show for it yet. You saw in a lot of those games, the goals came in the second half, as did most of our threat. Will it happen again today? Sheffield United winning, Ipswich being held, and Peterborough level as well. We could do with a goal at some point here. Blackpool are doing our job for us. Ipswich continue to tumble. It's a long ball forward from Millwall, which Bulat heads away. Pring has been a star man at left wing back, and he's flying forward with it here. Has support, but goes back to Bajcetic. He finds Darling on halfway. Options in midfield, but plays short to Vandenberg, who releases Masengo. Puts Greenwood in. Not sure if he's onside. I hope so, because he's finished it brilliantly. And he is not offside. Not onside, sorry, he is off. It looked like it was such a delay we were going to get away with it. And now it's even more frustrating because Ipswich are losing, Peterborough are losing, and if we win this one, we could be right in the mix. Please let me get away with it as we start the second half. Even Middlesbrough are being held, which would put us close with the goal difference. Millwall have offered nothing, and now we've suddenly dried up with a goal threat. We're going to be reliant on late super subs again. What can we do? We've got to make a change. Weirdly, Pring, this is the worst he's played in ages. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I'm going to leave it another 10 minutes. I'm not going to panic and make early changes here. Maybe I'll be wishing I had though, because it is not looking good at the moment as we put a cross in with Bulat. Header is away to the edge of the box for Pring. Masengo picks it up. Wouldn't have minded one of his screamers there. And Volsamak clears it away downfield to Honeyman. Has support in midfield. Turns back to Hutchinson into Billy Mitchell. On halfway, they're coming forward on the counter here. They've not had a shot all game. Don't do this to me. Well dealt with by Harry Darling, who finds Baxter. Big ball downfield towards Greenwood. Should have been at Seamer, but we're not going to complain. Masengo gets it forward. It's scrappy. Millwall are dragging us into their game, and it's been one of those very long highlights, which always has me worried. Here is Harry Darling at the back. Come on, give us one moment of magic. Darling brings it forward to Scott. Into Seamer. Greenwood makes the run on the right. This is more like it. Sam Greenwood into the box. Two in the middle. Seamer's one. There's the magic. There's the goal. And that is the benefit of having the front two. Because when you've got two up there, you've always got someone in the box for a cross. And it means that we've got a goal threat. 1-0 up with 15 to go. Not a vintage performance, even a slightly nervy one now. But we are leading. And now Cal Naismith will come on for a tired Bajcetic. We've got Tanner on a booking at right wing back, so Sykes on for him. Pring's been disappointing today, but I'm going to leave him on. And then Alex Scott, the younger midfielder, will put Greenwood in for him. And up front, super sub Harry Cornick. He's nervous, but he's got pace to burn and he'll stretch the game. So let's get those three made. We've got 15 minutes remaining. We're going to praise the lads for getting in the lead because they've still not got the confidence or the morale there. The Sykes gets to the byline, and if we score another, it will be plain sailing. And I guess this is the difference. This is the first game, probably all season. Seamer has a shot brilliantly saved. It was a great header, and it's brilliant from George Long. But as I was saying a minute ago, it's the first time in months since we were in a relegation battle that there's actually something to play for here. There's pressure on the team. And while we've not responded brilliantly to it, we are still doing the job. As Vandenberg finds Pring, Bulat struggling physically, I'm going to take him off. And we will go for, I think, Masengo dropping into the holding role, and then Joe Williams, ball-busting midfielder, hard worker, determined. He is the perfect character to bring on. As Bulat, still awaiting a sub, finds Naismith. Greenwood to Masengo, very heavy touch. Really heavy, not good at all. Ortiz back to Cooper. We're trying to press them high still and nick it. And we force them back to the goalkeeper Long. And he'll look downfield. He'll probably go for a direct route. Does indeed, but Sykes wins the first header. Falls for Leon on the left. Intercepted well. Sykes goes back to Vandenberg. Support down the right again. Sykes that more aggressive option to Masengo. 3 or 4 options in the middle if he can find them. The sub's still not been made yet. Sykes gets to the byline. Brilliant run. Chance to cross. Seamer's up. Header's just over the bar. It could have been game over. Instead, it's a worrying time. We've got 7 minutes to go. Millwall have not had a shot, but it only takes a moment as Cornick beats a challenge brilliantly. Has done really well off the bench up front. Naismith looking wide to Pring. We'd see him have a poor game, but we can forgive him after his form this year. And Williams gets the ball to Vandenberg. On halfway, doing a sensible thing and taking his time. Short to Masengo and Darling. Good ball in to release Seamer. There should be gaps as Millwall chase the game. It's into Sam Greenwood who puts it over. Oh, we've got to take one of these and wrap it up. We've created chances galore. We probably should have scored 2. And as we reach the 90 minutes mark, we're going to do something familiar. Wing-backs onto defensive duties. We've done this a few times. Time wasting. All of the time. A bit more direct if we need to. We're also going to slow the pace down. We're going to make a 5th sub, which will be a nice simple one up front. Tommy Conway for Abdullah Seamer. Just run down a few seconds. Only 3 minutes added on. And it's Millwall with the throw. Now, what I am going to say here, which may be famous last words, we've not conceded one of those late stoppage time goals for a while, and they were a bit of a bane of our life in the first half of the year. As Cornick gets in, George Long misjudges it. It won't be happening to us today because we're doing it to Millwall. Game wrapped up. I mean, over the course of the game, we've deserved it. Millwall came here for a point, and they didn't get it. Harry Cornick off the bench scores again. We took our time in that game, but we broke them down. We showed a threat. And in the end, we win 2-0 to stay in the playoff race. Did Ipswich lose? That's the question. Because we will be above them if they did. Ipswich, no. Ipswich turned it around. They won 3-2 against Blackpool. Sheffield United have also won. Peterborough dropped below us. But what it means is going into the final game now with Borough winning in the 93rd as well. Is even if we win is probably unlikely because Ipswich are away to the bottom team. No idea who Sheffield United have got. But we're going to need 2 results to go in our favour, as well as winning a football match. If Ipswich draw though, we've still got the better goal difference. Well, here it is, a surprise dramatic finale to the championship season as 2 points separate 3 teams battling it out for the playoffs. It is Ipswich in 6th away at bottom place Coventry. It is Sheffield United who are hosting 14th place Preston and us away to 15th place Forest too. I don't even know how they're down there after getting relegated because they have still got so many superb players in their squad. But either way, let's go and get through the tactical meeting. Hopefully this style of play will garner chances to win the game. Brennan Johnson, Taiwo Awani and Nathan Tell at the front 3 for Forest with Morgan Gibbs-White in behind. It is ridiculous that they're in the bottom half of the championship. For us though, we are going to stick with exactly the same 11 in exactly the same way. The bench will stay the same as well. This week though, just to compound our misery, Harry Cornick has thrown his toys out the pram. We could have been right in the mix if Ipswich hadn't turned it round last week. But for now, we need a miracle. Let's go and get into it. Find out if we get one. Well, here we go then. While we're focusing on the playoffs, we've got to remember this could be a goodbye for a lot of footballers today because the 2 lone players up front, the 2 lone players in defence, and particularly our midfield of Bulat, Masengo and Scott will all probably be off if we're still a championship club. The likes of Pring and Cornick have a year left on their deal and want to move on. So this could be a huge overhaul if we can't sneak into that top 6 and with it then the Premier League. So let's ask the lads to pick up where they've left off. There's no point even worrying about the other results for now. We have got to win at the City ground, which is hard enough on its own. And then we've got to try and hope for the other results too. Let's keep a little eye on them, but firstly, focus on what we can do, as the first 10 minutes have gone by without incident. One shot apiece for either team, none on target. I mean, it could be a frustrating day here, couldn't it? Well, it looks like we're all in the same boat, because 10 minutes to half time, it is the first highlight we're getting. And at the same time, we have also seen 0-0s in the other two games that matter to us. As Mendy breaks away from our free kick, we might well end up giving one away. And Masengo works back brilliantly. He's had a fantastic year, I say, as he gives the ball straight back to them and possibly costs us the goal that stops us getting in the playoffs. Brennan Johnson, through on goal, will not miss those. Oh, curse of the commentator. You strike again. Ipswich 0-0, Sheffield United 1 down. Oh, it's infuriating. It is such a difficult position, and I look back now and I think about those 3 or 4 games where we let in late goals, although Pring's nicked it back here. On the break we go, we've got 3 through the middle. Abdelazima's won, he's 1-on-1, the cross is blocked to Greenwood, and we're straight back on terms. There's the goal threat, and do I need to say it again? The reason I love having 2 players up front, there is always someone in the box to pounce, and look at the swinging momentum now, as Alex Scott from the left with a deflected cross, headed away as far as Tanner to Greenwood. Fouled in the box, as he know, but it falls for Alex Scott. Oh, almost pops up with a rare moment of quality. Wide of the post, it's going to be 1-1 at the break, is it? No, because Vandenberg has just passed it straight to Brennan Johnson. Why are we making such mistakes? It must be the pressure. And I've not even looked because I didn't expect to be in the position, but I'm guessing a lot of these players will not be big game ones, as Awani gets to the edge of the box, shoots over the bar. We get away with that error. It stays 1-1. Ipswich are losing. Sheffield United are losing. If we score a goal here, we will be in the playoff places for the first time this season in the final half a game. We are 1 point behind Ipswich. We are ahead of Sheffield United on goal difference. Even if Ipswich and Sheffield United both equalise here, if we score a winner, we will be in the playoffs. It is that simple, the equation. The lads are working really hard. They're doing their bit. But I don't know if we've got enough here. It could be our moment. Still 1-0 in both of the other games, and we've got a throw in an advanced position. Bulat plays a 1-2 with Pring. Chance to cross, but he's caught on the ball. Just a bit slow there. Bulat finds Masengo. Go right. Tanner's out there unmarked. Bulat gets it to Bajcetic and wide to Pring. Back having a decent game today, but he's knackered already. And he gets to the byline. Oh, he's giving it away. Tired legs, and we're only an hour in. Why on earth is he so tired? He wins it back though. Energy is high. Brilliant work from Pring. Maybe that's why he's knackered. Oh, yes, yes. Alex Scott. The bitter disappointment of this entire story. You get your jig out, sunshine, because you... Oh my word, we couldn't, could we? How on earth is this happening? We were in the relegation zone for about 12 games. We have not been in the top 6 all season. Ipswich have got one back, but they've conceded another. They are 2-1 down at Coventry, who are bottom of the league. And as it stands, oh, I can't bear to watch these highlights. We are in the playoffs at the moment. Bulat wins it back for Scott. Please give me a third. Let me relax. Masengo finds Greenwood. Great ball for Tanner. Seema's in the middle. Releases him. Abdelazima's deflected shot. Off the line. Oh, God, it's out to Pring on the left. This season has been the biggest roller coaster of emotions I've ever had. Never has a team less deserved to be in the playoffs. But at the moment, with 14 minutes of the season to go, we're in there for the first time, and Alex Scott's in again. Oh, he's delivering. I take back everything I've said, Alex, because you have been useless for what is this now? 93 matches. And in the 94th, oh my word, he might have delivered the moment. He just might. Let's have a look at him. Is he a big game player? I've got to see. Coach report. Where is the big games? Doesn't say anything about it, but who cares? He's delivering at the minute. We've got the kickoff from Forest and we're going straight from it, which is a worry. Omar Richards on the left, back to Felipe and Lewis O'Brien. Into Brennan Johnson. No, not like this. Fraser gets the ball in. Vandenberg does well. And it's away to Abdulazima. Forest are chasing this game, and now we're carving them open on the break. Abdulazima picks it up again to Bulat, and Scott on a hat-trick, but gives the ball away this time. And Fraser can bring it clear. Pring does so well. I mean, what a performance. Asima through to Greenwood. We're in again. Got to score. Wraps it up. Get in. This is the moment we've waited for. What a time to score 4 in a game for the first time in God knows how long. What a performance. What a moment. Now we better start resting people for the playoffs because I think we're going to make it. God, imagine Ipswich score 2 now. Masengo is going to be replaced by Williams. I might just leave it at 1 for now, you know. Don't want to make any risks at the moment. Let's just leave it at that. We make a change. We calm things down a bit. Ipswich are 2-1 down. Sheffield United, I think, are still losing, but we can't see. And as we reach the 90-minute mark, oh, this is tense. They're both losing. We're into 3 minutes added on. And I'm just taking people off now for a round of applause. So let's have Cal Naismith on for Vandenberg. Harry Cornick on for Sam Greenwood. Or Abdel Asima. We'll go that way round for now. Tanner will be replaced by Mark Sykes, the usual sub. And Ross McCrory will come on for Marco Bulat. I'm almost speechless at this performance because it's come from nowhere. We've not been this dominant in a game. We don't even need a time waste. We just need the other results to stay as they are. Holy smokes, we've got a corner for 5-1 here. Naismith will take it. What a day. The best day of this save. It's almost made the season worthwhile. What's the bet? We're going to go and lose 5-0 in the playoffs now. But this is the complete opposite to last season, isn't it? Last year, we were up in that battle for the top 2. We faded towards the end, went into the playoffs in bad form. The Sykes commits a very clever foul there. This season, we were awful till about, January, February. And now we're winning games, we're scoring goals. Yes, we're missing our talisman, but it does look like we're finding our best form at the right time. I'm very worried about fitness for the playoffs, but that is staggering. Absolutely staggering. Nottingham Forest 1, Bristol City 4. We were ruthless. We were clinical. We were good at the back at times. And crucially, we've somehow nicked 6th. If you can in the comments, could you sum up those 2 performances for me? Because I don't quite know what to say. There is no doubting that the low block tactics work better than gegenpress, and I am sticking by that. And having 2 up front is crucial. Alex Scott, what a time to deliver brilliance. You deserve a very big round of applause. And the January loanees made a difference up front. Now we are in the playoffs and we'll be playing against the 3rd place team. West Bromwich Albion will be the opponents. And mercifully, we've got 9 days off before the first leg. Now we've got a bonus episode at the end of this season that none of us expected to have. I was glad coming into this episode that we had some drama, but I never thought we were making it. And now West Brom will be the opponents in 2 days' time as we finish the week with a playoff semi-final. Just remarkable, really. If you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy those 2 bonkers games, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you thought of the Forest one. I'm pretty sure it is the first time we've scored 4 this year. What a time to deliver it. Incredible. If you want to stay up to date and see how the playoffs go, will coming in form make a difference? And please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. A big episode to come from our Builder Nation tomorrow. You can find that one up in the eye above. But then we will be back here in 2 days' time for the big moment against West Bromwich Albion. Can we make it to Wembley? Come and join me to find out. In the meantime, the Twitch channel, the football podcast, all the other stuff in the eye above, and any links you can't find are in the description. And I'll see you back here for the unexpected episode as we head in to the playoffs yet again.